do this before you bet jump into Ghana Speaks More. I am here tonight to give a caution to John Dramani Mahama's ministers. I don't know how many ministers. The ministers of John Dramani Mahama, any high-ranking government officials in the NDC administration, any ministers, tonight, listen to the Amebe Kachirimi. Beware of what? Strange women. Beware of the strange women. As someone may catch ora John Dramani Mahama na memwoi ene mu nipa amube yem adwuma ne se munya hweye ewo ema bia munim wom ma. Let me go now. I may describe these women, some of them, as what you call, or what is now popularly known in Ghana as what they call them, slave queens. Beware of strange women. Bible no crack as asem no. Yeah. Adebe kwaso Ghana ha wo hu. Em say journalists ni bebre, including the media and whatever. Obi am pese em say enyan hu de ekọ. But an adwime waye ni ama wo. Emma bi ayo mo ho se wono ayo mo ho nipa bi a me hu adekunti a sem me ya mo Ghana ha a madan dam ho slave queens na mo mpa dwuma yo edwuma efe na edwuma mo mpa bi e na mayo anapa wiane anadwo de mo ya ne se mo de bag asensense mo na mo twitwitwu mo nim pons ne ayo so come on say me mpa dwuma bi ayo do metimi aya ne sem wono mo ko pesika onye sika no mo ko wurawura. Some hospitals bi o se den ne ye peja omotun na esisi ho se uhu eto ba ku se ya eni ha se ase fufu ento a ye twade ato awewom na edi omachi na omo kọ eni omo nam Ghana ha de omo ya ne se ministry to ministries na omo ane omo terrorists eye den hunting top government officials. And tonight, I am here to tell some of you, these ministers and high-ranking government officials, may say, beware of these strange women. And folks, my main kind of say, some of these women are also not ordinary. Yes, they are not ordinary women. I'm telling you, they are not ordinary. No. Na metimi sisu dua ka kire mo say Ghana sika e di develop your main you know, almost a significant part of sa Ghana sika ne ekodi sa ma ne ho. Yes, ekodi om ho. Why? Because minister baako me kan niri wo fie o. Sa ma yi ejejeje minister si eni left and right and center. Ha minister si ememe minister si ni omani ena omani aso e de aye adwuma e wo ministry ho adwen ode to ni nyara ye se ekwan obefa so a obenya obeto edan e de amasa oba no ekwan obefa so obeto car e de amasa oba no ekwan obefa so obe provide sa oba no ni needs anapa wiane anadwo na guess what some my way so ayom ho se akwahwe abanfo so bebreu na wo hwe bebi a wo fie na wo hwe de ope ni wo huna or say and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets and her hands as bands, whose soul pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be what? Taken by her. What it? Ene da ho no. Mo fan sam rebium na wo mo nsan hwe ni ene da ho no. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 26. Or say, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, whose soul pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And down. the ministers and John Dramani Mahama, tonight I am cautioning you, flee from this Jezebel. May say tonight, flee from this Jezebel women who are hovering across the length and breadth of our nation's capital, and they are not giving these men rest until they get the weaker ones and devour them. Now let me, the danger part is say most of our money many of such of these women in two categories. One, those that you may know them, to social media, some slave queens. Are anapawiani and na malams for so. One woman na malams for so. A binimu to quite echo as here as Togo, a biko as far as Benin. Echo Jinyoma at the Beshisha Omo. Mano Mudiom Hunina and Chirashi said, say Beya, they'll be able to lay this our call them vulnerable men. Been tasked with the nation's responsibility, the nation with the money. Si can you dear mom so move and develop your mind? Hey, me say me bo ministers ni be dia chiremwa. Ghanaians, you'll be shocked that tonight I am giving you one minister in the ex-Kwaku Annan government. Unko bisano. Me bo ni dia chiremo. Oya hwan Honorable Atacha, former minister for Western Housing. Unko bisano. Nemu misane say, who was this strange woman in his life and what happened to him and how it took what circumstance and Emma Utumi de no. No, a minister for Western Housing. Attach Mungo Bisano. Who was that strange woman in his life? Yeah. One more my year, your who says slave queens no more told me why you need woman. One would do with Diana. Now, anytime Biera are buying for Ebebano, the Omuyane said they go around all the events you may know, the inaugural programs, hey, and a Thanksgiving there. So you see all of them there. Their presence there is not to grace the occasion. No, they are looking for the weaker men who have been given positions and what devour. And no. For her, or today, for her house inclined unto death, and her path unto what? The dead. And then down Proverbs 2 verse 8. For her house inclined unto death, and her path unto death, unto the dead. Nyamina mekon. Mami says you should be Proverbs 2 verse 18. For her house inclineth unto death, and her path unto the dead. Where are the papa? Bible ne can't say strange woman. Strange woman. John Dramani Mahama Ankasa. As some way a come Mr. President. Yet to in saying in 2012 or 2016, yet there was one particular cliche that took and that resonated with Ghanaians for far too long until the election drop. No. Asama yeti yani yesi when Papano, Mante. What brought about Papano? Sa Papano. Propaganda ni nyano ko endi up say John Dramani Mahama allegedly any baby a mempese meboni din any na konye hie di binti eno ano no. Sa Papano campaign went as dirty and as far as they can go, and they use this Papano agenda no nene sa ne propaganda no e de say John Mahama di poto enko wi asem na John Mahama eni say wura no eni dwuma bi adie. Yeah, now so near they are saying the strange woman tonight. The National Democratic Congress and penning for and amenemo kasa. Beware of the strange woman. Actually, money edemo contractor ministries and department. Now, apart from Emano, the yenimomwa yenimom so omotete to a yenimom say we did the say we nam social media. Anamo mutu na ya anamo eye satanic. Bebresu ya beifoma. They are demonic and they possess demonic spirit. And as soon as they get closer to you, trust, if you like, take it or leave it. me say ministry hono dwuma no yede wakoto ho se ye na fa hye oman nanumnyam ye na fa hye wankasa wamanyokuo no enumnyam ye na fa hye oman nanumnyam no will not see light of day. Yeah, dwuma omudia no. And it's a top secret unknown to many of you, the ministers. Now, enche moboko akotrata mo ministry obo ansa na omaba. As if some mobile beje contract, as if some baby. No, omudru office hono pe the whole office room won't be bia the atmosphere is contaminated. Adebechine minister so tra kunwa so no obeye adwuma no minister anape wiana nadro no sho ba ne dem. Ghana sika na yade be man so on be develop no on be develop your man no wasese ni na de kogu oba no so. Afi guess what? Say may oftentimes they hu ane say there are so many plush areas in the capital. Strange people are living there. Kanano penibia wa born a breye 30, 40 years. And your so-called dirty slave queens have all flooded in those areas. Yet, Kwana Kokobi says, Jumabe, Brabe na wabo. Now, in the ex-wife, ministers, Sika, Munyaye, any Sika, Mudia Tuto, Adai, any cars. Ama some of these young ladies in East Legon, West Legon, Cantonment, Trasaco, Massa, Messia, Kase Sikana Bomwa, Siek Kase Skana Bomwa, says can home. A bit me see 100 astrotef, Nina Komabi, but a strange woman be a bottom and on my household. Yeah, strange woman. And I make my mom reference point. Munkobisa attach. What happened to him? Simon. Afi a man also a ye ni mama ye ni baby omu free no. Bebre are coming from the marine kingdom. All right, the marine kingdom. Na eye mo se mo ye mo a afi be hu se ekwan a se mo fast na mo boa ma president ni si ye na adwuma no ni na becomes mirage. Beware of the strange woman. Something is happening in this country. And then I feel we are on Yemra media landscape nankasem. And then in the Ghanaian media landscape, some of these so-called strange women have flooded our media landscape. I'm not going to media ho. And then most of them media and they sit behind their cameras and pretend as if they are doing something to bring something and make Ghana a better place. No, it's about themselves. Or it is like a showcase to, as it were, reach the very good eyes of the politicians. No, and you're Ghana into not there be. And the most sad part of it is that some of these strange women who have invaded our media landscape have also become role models for the society. Beware. Ghanaians, may say, look, it's so terrible. I have to find time and do this education. But this one, I come more MP saying NDC penny quickly. Such strange women here, Wamada Damon slave queens, role models to our society, our children home. And the things they are teaching our children is bizarre. No. Now, you look at some of these journalist ladies, and your money now, you know them, some of them, you know. Media and so, and yet and means they are using the media as a cash cow. And many of them are satanic girls. Many of them are evil. Many of them belong to secret cults. They are looking for the weaker vessels and destroy them. You see? And sometimes you look at their background. Now we share the kind of wealth that they have. The media owner does he has our wealth now one. So where did he get the wealth from? They are using the media houses as a decoy, as a means to jump to something. What is going on? What is going? And all of this is happening in Ghana. This satanic and normal way happened in Enra. There was a Thanksgiving in UPSA. Mebwa. Ana ya mebwa na. And there was Thanksgiving. Oh, you share some of the slave queen. Opa kona kwa he video. I don't want to mention anybody's name. So if you say we slave queen, I will kasa. They were there, plenty of them. No, me na ye white, no so white. Color be a no. And so me am one samamba. They are satanic and evil women. They are seeking to devour these our ministers. Yeah, mom crime on your medjuma. Sikeni nara ni asisa. Yemfen ko to tokas. Yemfen ko to dying. I know a minister in Akufo-Addo's government. Listen, one obey etna play mu keke in the aircraft omuko baby and komo keke omudie enwa no. What happened before our very eyes? Nasa minister wakoto dan wa Trasako amasa oba no. Anapebia no oba ne nam Trasako street is no way exercise. Anadro ne minister na kwakwo hye no wo botaba no. Ohono kokobọ ne taban na obi says ubedi sen against the backdrop of sika mosesa edema sem African leadership, African ministers duma munima no kwasi asem se ya o. Meanwhile obekom no wo mo yerenom titifie and they don't even respect their wives. No, wo mo yerenom etitifie any slave queens e take over. Beware of the strange woman. And Sanyamo we na oba Proverbs 5:3. Or for the lips of a strange woman drop as the honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. What? But her end is bitter as what? Wormwood, sharp as what? Two-edged sword. What? Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. And some Americano, I'm backing with scripture. And I did a honor. Now, dear, moment Ghana for 4 years spend your mamo. Na samoba makwan am a strange woman. I flooded my corridors, my ministry when you are there. And when they finish, they run away. So I have the story in my hands. I know many of the MPP ministers, I mean, baby, strange women, hey, ministers in baby, strange area. They got it from strange women. They finished and all of this is happening in this country called Ghana, which is known to be a Christian nation. Then me show mu so look at them. I said 31st. Na me yetna baby ya de be na me dem pem baby na ye nam ne me nam krom hwe ne me bi okrom. Yankopon kasa so kwaku kokrom. Na me nam krom a me hwe ne me bi no. Driving in my kind of saying unidentified vehicle, but I mean, no more mention you may be no. A bob no insia they call no song. So yeah, so look at them. Also look at the Ghanaians. Show more. In fact, every corner of the capital, every corner as long as I live in Accra, every corner bia Arabia, Ghanaians were clad in whites, signifying their joy, happiness. Or say one Ghana for no woman and nam hono. Or say with their lip, they are going to the church auditorium, the synagogue, the cathedrals to praise me, but their heart is far from me. Yes. You can weigh all of them who say no. Woman de Kwaku yimie radia ye nanso me rade menti o makumam. Wamakuma enimie rade nchen. Wamakuma we chi. Omani yetim no. Me say as I speak, you and I know Bonia ekoso Ghana ni who be that Bonnie naked Bonnie ya abonia for ching nipa biara wasasi so akwaku meni efi aba beto mo Ghanaians ya abonia for me ka ho bi wo ka ho bi na until 2025 fi ebeko na wie ya yesi ye pa membo papa bi na ya hwe Ghana no Ghanaians, let's change this very satanic evil attitude of ours. Abeisam na dos. Abeisam Edoso boneno edoso ewikasam na edoso aban ba power wo de ane se wo hwehwe ma aban no abaye nioma gidigidi se ana hotaba meanwhile uko dwom no wonim body betma se wo 10 cedi wo so beton ne sen 15 cedis unhuza wote bank ho se wo hwema bank ni enioma ekoye wo bank ho wo de bank no short change obisika. We a lawyer, we very well say, asemi ada way, asemi di asem no, ma asemi ekoye no. Wo pe kwan bi sinu waji sika boom efri nipa no ho. Ansa na asem no wahwe manakoye. We a judge, wo ti akonwa so high court ho, supreme court ho. We a representative on this earth in the name of God. No. Bribe gitin ti. Wo nie ni wahwe din ni we di asem no intention. Na asem na Kwaku diberi unhuza journalist fuyi ahobie journalist fuyi and the credit the whole you see yankanda the journalists who are the mouthpiece, the fourth estate of the realm and the gatekeepers of our forebearers. We are the torch bearers of our nation. No, self-star, corrupt and very corrupt. Nyoma yeye and say na fata. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. Also, I saw them who preaching. I saw them. Now, the church is no longer a space for holiness and to address the concerns of what the ordinary Ghanaian is going through. No, the church has become a cash cow. Also, no, need the answer at the end of the day. You're born some collection, around the up, no boss, in your basis, who says, can you go? To me, Pierre saw them who be. The church cannot, will not, and may not be edified. No, the churches have become a ground for what? Conspiracy theories. Mummy bibi you. And yes, I bring a Ghana for yebe de good John Mahama. Who ye de good John Mahama? Asumuno bisawu. So say a dear ben pan and a penny any anadri me ya e push Ghana corner baby manakoye bisa ho sa no bisa ho Ghana for for me who be that we are so evil. The word evil is understatement. We are too evil. The identity, the idiosyncrasy of the Ghanaian was born you want bonimu or di bone or sorry bonimu, and that's the Ghanaian. And then again, we are also conscious enough say we want to go before the Lord and praise Him for what I don't know. Sana ye. Into 31st, bunya titi he ni ekoja. Womo sa tififri na wie. Opie ko ya na omo so. Ye pie ya na ye koto abone ne so. Yakuma na enya akuma ebubuo. Yakuma eprim na bone ahye ma ewukasem ahye ma. Onyankopon sachira no sachira me so ate God ohu me ohu so mobo me ensesa ya dwene me di mu si a ba me di mu si ne me say the NPP NDC penifoi beware of the strange women. And then some of these strange women American media houses wo na omo ye niam as if some ya de papa omboa. They are using the media houses as a cash cow. Who de omo hwehwe wo wiase ba nina so nkowie hwe nina so kowie owuo edan no a ye totoma mo East Legon ho ne all those places no mo bede modru just acquire competition and a may mum pay dwuma akwadwiro asomoma right from the institutions of higher learning, from the universities no mo bana na my plans there and no ma flooding social media kwasia samunko a ninsa mfun and omudi wo Ghana ha okwa cause me slave queen and on my to fun bi sa no de nam Ghana ha head disturbing nipa dwene ministers ye mo mani and messages or man to be who program na se enya de pepe bia onya politically inclined enso be hu wo ho who be say so kweden wo mo kohwehwe ministers na chesi wo mo odlam munko pedwuma yo na mo ministers ni nya ni fan e ma ye sika no wo mo fa nya de ma ye ni nya se de to cars enem ni ade ma mo ni sem hu a shop baby no the Land Cruiser no the Range Rover be say edwuma ben we wa ye ɛdan a wotim wɔ labɔn ha yi ɛdan a wotim wɔ cantonment wo yɛ adwuma da bɛn kama mintie but ɛmfa mo ho ɛna masɔfoɔ no nso ɛntimi ntra se ɛma yɛnka ne korɛ ne nkyerɛ wɔm no wobɛkɔ no kɔsia dɔm tete saa nsɔre ne nyinaa mu yɛsan kora hoahoa wɔm wohu saa onyankopɔn sakyerɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛadwene folks but there's high issues in Nebesia. But then quickly, after you read the politics of